Hi, sixth grade. Oh, I miss you guys. Mrs. Schomburg and I both do, especially like mornings with you guys. All right, well, we are approaching week 10. Can't believe it's already week 10, kind of crazy. We only have a few more weeks after this. So this is week 10, and you guys are off Monday. So it's a 4-day week, and then you have 2 full weeks in June, and then 1 day, the 15th, which is a Monday, and then we're done for the year. So, that is the deal. Kind of crazy, right? It doesn't feel like it because we're not in school. So please make sure that you go to the main page in our Math Google Classroom and take a look at the poll that I posted to see if you want to have a virtual career day. We are only going to have 2 weeks worth of assignments after this week 10. So we'll have week 10 and then we have week 11, week 12. So one of those 2 weeks will become like a fun career day assignment instead of a regular math assignment. It'll be math related a little bit, but it'll be more interactive and interesting. So I would suggest voting for yes for the career day, but you need to be participating in it if you're going to do that. More details will come as I find out more information, but I think it would be really cool. So just please make sure that you vote. All right, so let's go over what you're going to be doing this week. This is the first slide. I'm going to have my video here that you're watching now. All right, so this week we're talking about algebraic expressions. So algebraic expressions are not an equation because there's no equal sign. So think about it, equation, equal. One side equals the other. Expressions don't have an equal sign, but they look like equations. They're just equations without the equal sign, so it's one side of an equation if you think of it like that. It contains one or more variables, and it usually contains an operation of some sort, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So here are some examples. Here's example 1. It's just x. All right, that's a variable. It has one or more variables, so we're good. That's an expression right there. Here's another expression, p minus y. We have 2 variables, and there's an operation. And then example 3, 150 plus w. Again, we have at least one variable, so these are all algebraic expressions because they are mathematical sentences that include at least one variable. Notice that none of them have equal signs. That would make that an equation. Parts of an algebraic expression. So I kind of just went over these, but a variable is a letter or symbol used to represent an unknown number. So this is just, we've used these before, it's just the unknown. A constant, a specific number whose value does not change. So for example, 10, 100, 687, 546. These are just regular numbers. Those are called constants because they don't change. All right, variables change, constants don't. And then operation symbols, so that's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division signs. So now we're going to label parts of an algebraic expression. So here was our first algebraic expression from slide 3. And that's a variable. And that's it. There's nothing else there. Here was the next example, p minus y. So we have a variable here, a variable there, and an operation symbol, subtraction. Over here, 150 plus w. We have a constant because 150 doesn't change, plus, which is the operation symbol, w, which is the variable. These are parts of an algebraic expression. We're actually going to learn a little more about coefficients next year. That's also part of an algebraic expression. And they also talk about it in the Ed puzzle a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Nothing that you need to remember, but just know that there's another part to an algebraic expression. All right, it's important to note that in expressions, multiplication and division are usually written without the symbols that we're used to seeing, these 2 symbols, the x and division sign. Instead of x, or, you know, this symbol for multiplication, we are now going to just write it like this, 3n. So for example, how we're used to seeing it is 3 times n. Now we're just going to write 3n. When they're stuck together like that, that means they're being multiplied. That's the most common way you'll see it. We might also use that dot I know you guys have seen before, so 3 times n and n times 3. These all say the same thing, 3 times n, and 3n is also 3 times n, 3 times n times 3. They're all the same thing. We don't like to use this because sometimes we have a variable of x in algebra, and we can easily get that mixed up. So not only does this look prettier because it's like more put together, but it's easier to write and we can't get it mixed up with a variable. Over here we have 3 divided by n. Remember that every fraction is a division problem. So usually with expressions, you'll see 3 divided by n written as a fraction. All right, so something over something. It's a fraction, it's a division problem. All right, so you're not going to see much of these anymore. You'll start seeing this. These are all expressions. So here we have a variable. So this is an expression. 3 times n is an expression. 3n is an expression. 3 times n is an expression. N times 3 is an expression. 3 divided by n is an expression. 3 over n, or 3 divided by n, is an expression. These are all expressions here, and it's just different ways of writing them. So keep these things in mind. So words we see when writing expressions. So if we hear the words added to, plus, sum, S-U-M, sum, or more than, we're going to be adding. So you're going to be using addition. That's the operation. If we see these words subtracted from, minus, difference, or less than, then we'll be subtracting. If we see times, multiplied by, product, or of, we'll have multiplication. Of is most of the time. If you say of a number, then you're going to be multiplying. For division, you'll see divided by, divided into, or quotient. All right. So these are examples of writing phrases as expressions. So if you have the phrase, the sum of 7 and x, the operation is addition because I see sum, and I can go back to this slide to check that. The operation's addition. The algebraic expression is 7 plus x. The sum of 7 and x. This is the sum of 7 and x. The quotient of z and 3. The operation is division because we're talking about a quotient. The algebraic expression is z over 3, or z divided by 3. Remember, we were starting to write them as fractions. 2 more examples. The product of 11 and x. Product means multiplication, so the operation is multiplication. And the algebraic expression is 11x. And then we have y less than 8. The operation is subtraction. The algebraic expression is 8 minus y. Notice that these two switched. Y was first here and 8 was second, and now 8 is first and y is second. You got to really think about it. If you're saying y less than 8, then you want 8 to be bigger. So you're going to be taking away from 8. You're not going to be taking away from y. It's not saying y minus 8. It's saying y less than 8. So if you have less cookies than me, you're going to have a lower amount of cookies. So however many cookies I have, you're going to be subtracting to get to how many cookies you have. So you really got to think about those ones. It's usually just used with subtraction that there are those issues sometimes. All right, so now it's your turn. You have assignments for the week. First, you're going to complete the this Edpuzzle translating words into math. It's going to be not 50 points. I need to change that. Sorry. So that's going to be 40 points. Sorry about that. And this is what it looks like. It's only 7 minutes and 16 seconds. So you will work on that first. Do that first because they do a lot of good describing in there. Then head on over to Delta Math and give it a try on your own. So this is what your Delta Math is going to look like. A number minus 8, you're going to be writing the stuff here. The reason that I want you to do the Edpuzzle first is because it explains all of this. All right. If you're still having trouble with it, just send us a message. We'll help you out. All right. So that's also going to be 40 points. And then complete slides 10 and 11. 10 is the one that's going to be graded. So that's going to be 20 points. So that's a total of 100 points for your assignment this week. Slide 10. Oh, I should say, I'm sorry. Ugh, man, I'm a mess. So 11 and 12 is what I meant. Sorry. So 11 and 12. So here's 11. This is the one that's really going to be graded. You're going to talk about, next week, we're going to be talking about order of operations. So I want you guys to write what PEMDAS stands for. You guys learned this in 5th grade. And if you don't remember, then look it up. You guys have Google right at your fingertips. And then there's a question at the bottom. What is important to remember when you have M and D? I'm not writing what M and D stand for because that gives you the answer to up here. But if you have both of those operations in a sentence or A and S in the same expression, what do you do? Look it up if you don't know and answer right here. You can just click in here and start typing right in the text box. All right. And then slide 12 is we want to know how you're feeling because we really miss you guys. We want to know how you're actually feeling. Are you happy, sad, anxious, frustrated, excited? What's going on? What did you do this week? Did you try something new? We want to know what's happening. We really miss you guys. And we want you to share with us if you're comfortable. If you're not, that's okay too. So you can leave a picture, drop a meme here. You can write us a little note, whatever you want to do. You can erase this if you want to. You don't have to keep it here if you need more room on the slide, or you can even add another slide to the end because you guys all have your own copy of this slideshow that you can edit. All right. We love you guys so much and we really miss you. So back to this slide. Again, you want to do slides 11 and 12. That's going to be 20 points. And then you need to complete 40 minutes of Dreambox just like every other week. And 20 of those minutes need to be on an assigned focus lesson. That's a separate grade, as you know. And make sure that you come to the Zoom meeting on Wednesday at 11:30. That's also a separate grade, just like every other week. Remind your friends, hold them accountable. All right. Send them a message maybe Wednesday morning or Tuesday night even and tell them, hey, set an alarm. Make sure you're up for our Zoom meeting. It'd be nice to help your friends out. I have 2 resources here. If you're having trouble, you're more than welcome to talk to Mrs. Schomber and myself at any time. But if you want to try on your own to figure something out, or if we don't get back to you right away because we're busy, there's a YouTube video that you can click here about translating words into expressions. Make sure you do the Edpuzzle first before, and then see if you need to watch that YouTube video. And then in the blue math textbook on pages 52 and 53, it also talks a lot about what we're doing right now. All right. These here are also links. I don't know why they're not blue, but they're underlined. So hopefully you guys see that they're links. All right. So that about wraps it up for the week. It's a little bit of a longer video this week because it's new content. So new information that I needed to talk to you guys about. Feel free to pause this video at any time or rewind if you have any questions about something. Go back through and rewatch it if you need to. All right, and just let us know if you have any questions, okay? We miss you guys lots and lots and lots, and we love you all, and we hope that you're staying safe. Please let us know if you need anything at all. All right, have a wonderful week, and get your work done. Bye, guys.